Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of StudTech. Now a little while ago, I said on Twitter that I'm starting my first big StudTech project, and I built some off camera, and we're going to be doing the detail work today. So, if we just come this way, my project, my big project on StudTech, is a recreation of Dust 2 from Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And oh my god, it started raining. Immediately. Immediately. So today, we're doing the detailing work. And by detailing work, well, I mean the detailing work. So, I have a whole bunch of Dust 2 reference pictures. And all of the buildings are very bare. And so is the ground. The ground is collapsible blocks and carpenter blocks, except for down here because I got lazy, and this is marble, which is just the floor pattern, and then here's the door that the counter-terrorists spawn in front of, and all of the buildings around. Now the first thing that we actually need to do is obviously the ground, and so let's do the ground. I seem to have slightly lied in my last little thing. Next up is the balconies, which are relatively simple, actually. That's the wrong block that goes there. Relatively simple. They're not anything super spectacular. They're actually sort of simple for once. They just have a little bit of railing on them like this, which I'm using birchwood, just in case you didn't know. I'm using birchwood. Just in case you didn't know, I'm using birchwood as you're watching me use birchwood. And so that's just a little bit of a balcony. Now, every balcony on the map seems to be made of the same material, which is pretty much concrete, because I'm looking at the screenshot right now, and it is pretty much looking like the same exact thing each time. So I'm going to repeatedly make a whole bunch of balconies around the map. Well, the part of the map that I have done. And also, if you're still watching at this point, I would love to hear if you guys want to see me building the buildings on it, or just want to see me do all the detailing stuff like this. Because I know it could be boring sometimes, but if you want to see the map being made as it's being made, I would love to hear that instead. So I'll be right back with more balconies around the map. Next up, over here is this little tiny gate. It's not much, it's small, but it does its job. It keeps the trespassers out and about and away from whatever sort of community we have. And next episode, probably, or maybe this episode, ooh, that does not work for me right there. These walls are quite barren, like these sandstone ones, and I have a plan to mix them up a little bit, so we'll probably do that off camera or next episode. But for right now, we have another little plan, which involves me putting back some concrete that I accidentally knocked out, which involve little vents. Now, that one doesn't go there. And then we we use the technical block vents, we put a technical block cover fan on it. Then we take two more blocks, like this, go to our mini bag. We use the Yeeflex mod to make tiny little... Now this is sort of weird. Ooh, hold on, I did that completely wrong. Just throw those away. The Yeeflex mod, which will help us pretty much tremendously. But we're going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Where's my point chisel? No. 6, 7, 8, 9, and then up here, like this. So it looks like it's holding up a tiny little bit. And then we do that for the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the little bit of that. We remove those 2 blocks. And we have a vent. Sort of. I think it looks like a nice vent. Except we need to then go like that to finish that off. And go like that. And I think that looks like a pretty nice vent. I wish this back part looked like the front part. I might have to find a different block for this, which might be possible. Let's just see. Let's look in a chisel for a second, and let's see if we have any blocks that might look better. Now, I would use the actual fans, but let's take a look at the fans. Okay, not like that. Let's take a look at the fans on this wall. Each side of them is a fan, and that's just not an AC. Every side of an AC isn't a fan. Now, wait, are these technical blocks the same? Yes. So, pretty much, I'll look for a different type of block, because I know for a fact in my Dust 2 bag, we have these laboratory blocks, which are the large Tyrian steel ones, these ones. And, or no, just large steel. Where'd I get Tyrian from? And if you put them behind that, I think it works a lot better. Actually, you know what? Compared to the vent ones, I like these better. So, because this is a very long time waster, pretty much, doing all of the Yigamo Chateau little blocks, I will see you back again when all of the vents are done. Next up are these little notches that sort of go on the very flat parts of the wall, just like this. They're actually pretty simple, and they don't go on the bends of the wall. Now, this is a very, very small portion. Like, they don't go on these parts. And here. Now, these continue throughout the entire map, where applicable. Like over here, technically. But I won't do these over here until that side is done. So, next up is these windows. All of these windows. Can you see something wrong with them? If the answer was yes, you did good. They are see-through. I don't want them to be see-through. That is terrible. So, we're going to take the concrete, and this idea was given to me sort of by BOO because he was building Dust 2 and it worked for him, so it's going to work for me just as well. I promise. So, oh, yeah, I don't have a saw. But each window will be filled up sort of like Oh no, come back. That was terrible. It fell forever. Sort of like this. And I'll do this entire corner just so you guys can see sort of what it's like. 1 and 2. And then fly around. And yeah, the windows will be blacked out sort of like that. I'm pretty sure we'll get some glass later on and put in glass. But for now, I think this will work much, much better. So I'll see you back when all the windows are filled. Alrighty, all the windows are filled in, all of them, all black and nice. And over here, excuse you, mister, you have a little bit of a bandolier. Wait, that's not what it's called. Of a, what would you call it? Of a railing, okay? Just of a railing. So, each little part of these actually has, except for down here, I believe. Yes, down here is a doorway, which pretty much should be right here. And yeah, right here. Which, I don't know if it's Malice's door to make custom doors, but wait, no, yes, it is Malice's door. For example, the door factory, but I don't know if you can make custom, what do you call it? The sizes for the door. I don't know if you can do that, so I'll have to look into that myself. Go away. You're not welcome here on my property. We need to still light up a lot of it. I'm realizing sometimes as I go through it that a lot of places aren't lit up properly, so I'll have to go through this sort of off camera and just light it up a whole bunch. Speaking of which, I heard a zombie underneath me. Not cool, zombie. Not cool. The bomb site is right here, and I will set up something for the bomb. Right now, I'm not particularly worried about the bomb and the redstone. I'm worried about making everything look good. And then right over here, actually, we don't have the supplies for it because obviously I ran out of it doing everything else pretty much. We don't have enough materials for the door right there. We can do that door because this door actually is sort of just iron bars like this, and then right behind the iron bars is a doorway, which we could technically just make black because in the game it's sort of just a black door. So I think we're going to do that just to skip corners on the door right there. Oh yeah, and these windows. I forgot to do these windows way over here because no one really sees them, but just for completeness and just looking sort of nice, I'm going to do those. Over here, I added the railing. We're going to have to figure out some way for zombies and stuff to stop spawning in there. But over here, I did the railing, and there's a creeper right here. There's a door here and a door here, which I can do. I believe, actually, if I look through my stuff, I thought I had made 2 custom doors as a test, which actually turned out to be looking pretty good. Yeah, right here. These 2 custom doors are just something I whipped up as a test, which pretty much can go right here if it's an actual block. And they're a iron door part, so you can't actually use them, which I think is fine because no one's going to be back here and opening these for the most part, I don't think. But I think that's fine. I think that's alright. I think that'll work. Just because they're doors, you know, you don't need to high maintenance some doors. Over here is another window, which will make black, and then there's an outer blue ring. I'm trying to find a nice blue block because it looks sort of like a blue wood, but I haven't exactly found a nice blue wood or technically any sort of blue wood yet. Next up, I believe, bag of sand somewhere in here, dust 2 building bag. Right here, right in these corners, right in certain corners like this, there's a telephone pole, and this telephone pole goes pretty much straight up to here, straight up to the top of this building like that, and then it has little itty bitty things coming off the side like this. And of course we can't actually add a wire to these without Yigamo Chatels, and that'll just take a bit too long for my liking. I don't want to do that currently because that'll just take extremely long. And there's another little one, another little post, street lamp, post lamp, light lamp, post, lampity lamps. There's a bunch of lamps. These aren't even lamps. I don't even know what I'm saying. But yes, there's a bunch of telephone poles around the map, which I think this is a nice design for them, at least for right now. And if I go into my dust 2 build bag, put that back, put a bunch of this stuff back. I don't have the wood. Where's the wood? I think it's in my big, yeah, it's in my big bag of buildy things. I'm trying to find cardboard. I know how to make it. I just need the supplies. Again, it's crafting tables. I didn't mean to make crafting tables. It's all down to the supplies, what I find, what I can use. So I think we'll wait off on what I was sort of hoping to do for a minute there. And for right now, I was just using these as a cover here. Because right here you can jump up and get up here. Or you can just take the normal route. That's over here. And for right here, it's meant to be a cover. Now, without the hat, without the dog, they can't see you. Ooh, that bugs. That bugs me. Go away. They can't see you from there, so this is sort of a place to hide. And if you know, the reason I'm adding this here, and the only reason it's not for getting up here, is if you know they're coming from this way, one of the nice vantage points is right here. which I'm going to test this right now. If we have a too tall person right there and we're coming from under CT, can you see them at any point in time? No. But right here is a great vantage point for the T's or CTs, mainly CTs, to catch someone right here coming from here. And it's a great point for you to, well, I don't have my gun, but it's a great point for you to just come out and shoot, which most of the time will kill them. So I think that's the plan. I think that works out pretty well. Over here is a bunch of boxes and barrel. I'm looking at the DecoCraft barrels, but 2 barrels will go right there, which is the reason I have the DecoCraft bench over here, because we're going to be needing one of these barrels. And hold on, I need to put stuff away. We're about to end the episode, don't worry. Barrel. And one of these barrels, because the cover sort of right here revolves around a barrel being here and a barrel being, we'll put it there. Which, this isn't the best cover. Actually, I wish I could grab this and just put it here. We'll put it like right there. But for now, at least. I wonder why I can't place that there, actually. Okay, I guess that works enough right now. This is a nice cover point. You're supposed to be able to zoom in over here. There's a guy up here. Leave. And hit them coming around the corner. Hit them from right here. So I think this is a nice cover point. And the last thing we're going to do today is we're going to need a bunch of barbed wire. We'll get 12 for right now. And over here, pretty much. Hold on, I'm just trying to find it in my screenshots. Yeah. Okay, so over here has a bunch of barbed wire, as you might imagine. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so there's barbed wire. And then there's barbed wire from here all the way to the end of this, which I can't place it there. Well, whatever, there's a telephone pole there, so I guess that won't exactly matter. But a bunch of barbed wire is there, and in some other places of the map, I believe. But for right now, barbed wire goes here. It's going to stay here. So yeah, barbed wire all the way right there. There's a car and a tree here. I might want to get Hector over here off camera to build me a tree here. But for now, I think we did sufficient work on all the detailings. We got the barbed wire, the barrels, the windows, the AC, the notches, and the balconies, the gate, the floor, and we lit it all up. So I think that's sufficient. Oh yes, and the telephone poles. And I think that is sufficient work for this episode. So, as in tradition for the end of my episodes, where I goof it up, I'm not going to goof it up this time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of StudTech Reloaded. I will see you in the next video, and remember, stay fancy, and peace out. Bye-bye.